Hi, guys. It's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. Today is Friday. We made it to Friday. Time to go out tonight. Go out tonight and do something fun. There's a band playing somewhere. There's a band playing somewhere where you're at. Go watch just one song. Kelly, don't drink any beer. Drink a root beer. Celebrate with the rest of us because it's Friday and we made it through the week. So, Micah, are you here? Only Micah. Michael, I have something for you. Just you. I need everybody else to turn around and don't watch for like 30 seconds. But I have to wait. Micah, when you are ready, let me know. I have 30 seconds of something for you. Only you. Because out of everybody, I think you will appreciate this clip. Okay, here we go.
Yes, ma'am. How are you?
Good. Go, sir. Thank you.
They're still on the top. He doesn't need it.
Hold on. 1 second.
That's it. That's all, folks.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, that happened. That happened. I didn't make that up. I didn't Photoshop it. I movie it. Micah, that happened in front of me the other day, and I wanted to find the perfect place to put it, and I just couldn't anymore. No. Yeah. Oh, that was great. And I knew Micah would love that. I loved it. It made me smile. Okay, so we got two clips today. That one's not a clip. Everybody can turn around now and listen again. Yeah. Yeah, we don't have him today because, okay, I got an excellent, excellent, excellent hearing with him that nobody will watch because it's boring. So he rolled on a case, all right, and they appealed the verdict, and their appeal was denied. All right. So this panel of judges it's I'm pretty sure it was in this courtroom. You know how he goes around to a lot of the courtrooms. It definitely wasn't the courtroom where he's over here on this side. Um he I think he was in this courtroom, and all of these seats were taken by lawyers on both sides. So this guy, it was a jury trial, all right? He had a jury trial for this one inmate. The inmate lost. The jury found him guilty. Okay? So they appealed it. The appeals court, I think the appeals court kept the verdict as guilty, but there was like a caveat to it. There was one technical thing wrong with the trial or whatever, but not enough to throw the whole thing out from the appeals level. So all of these lawyers go in front of him. He was the judge, okay? And they have a hearing to make him be the 13th juror. I've never saw that before, but apparently the judge can be the 13th juror. All right? And he has special powers when he's the 13th juror. And these people wanted, well, these people over these people over here wanted a brand new trial. These people over here wanted him to be the 13th juror. It was confusing. It was a lot. The reason why I can't show it was all legal talk back and forth, statutes and cases, um, but he was funny during it, but not enough to keep your guys' attention. You just you wouldn't be able to sit and watch it. But um he's like, I can be the 13th juror. I've been the 13th juror before, but not in this case, no. And he said, you can still appeal this even higher. He says, lots of my cases have been overturned in appeal. He says, I'm used to that. He said, no, but for me to be the 13th juror gives me a lot of power that I only wield when I completely disagree with what the jury came up with. So, like, if you had a guy come to trial with the murder weapon still in his hand, dripping with her blood, and he selfied it the whole time he was doing it, and the jury comes back not guilty because, I don't know, a witness said the knife was blue instead of white. Um, he would then say, "Yep, I'm the 13th juror in this case. He's guilty. He's going to jail." But he refused to do it on this trial that I have. So I'm gonna listen to it more and see if it's any good. What I've heard was too dry and boring for you guys. You guys would not enjoy it. So I mean, you would enjoy it for like a second, but it's like, a couple hours long. That's not that's not and don't turn the computer off. Don't. That's not good enough for you guys. I've learned. I've learned when I play the really good lawyery stuff, my views, no one will have it. No one. So we'll stick with this type of court right here.
Busy day because we don't have court the week before.
All right. I appreciate that, Your Honor.
All right. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
All right. So then I'll disconnect you since you said you're not real familiar with it. This will be faster.
I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Yep. Goodbye. All right.
Tell me you live in Wisconsin without telling me you live in Wisconsin. Raven, are you here? Is Raven here? Because Raven will just argue with me about what state we're in. Raven, this is Wisconsin. It really, really, really is.
Finance Corporation of Wisconsin versus Cassandra Leiske. Judgment. Green Bay Anesthesia Associates versus Brian Link. You're Mr. Link. Okay. And do we have Attorney Hams? We do.
Yes.
All right. We stalled this one rather than setting it for a hearing. Was that worth it, or do we need a hearing date?
So I had the opportunity to speak to my attorney just right before I got here. He said that they sent a letter of promise to pay it for some reason.
So, yes, Raven, I did. I called you. This is definitely Wisconsin. I know you're going to say, no, it's not. And I think you're probably going to say it's Michigan, but this is definitely Wisconsin. Listen to her accent. So the whole time, it's hard to hear this guy right here, but it's still a good, entertaining little case to watch. We're going to see her deal with this guy, and then we're going to see her deal with these two people back here.
I don't understand why.
I don't understand why you think that counts for something. So,
well, as I said, I just heard that now, so I mean, I don't. If there are attorneys right there, as I said, I just don't understand why. Because I thought, because you gave me the extension to have my attorney contact them, and he did, and then I never heard anything back until I got here, and then.
Okay, he's waving a Sigmund Janssen letter at me. Did you hear from them?
So we did have, yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. They did reach out to my office and said that, let me pull up my notes here. They did reach out saying that they attached a letter saying that they would pay once the personal injury case was finished up. But at this time, my client would still be requesting a judgment. And then once the personal injury case would finish up, then we would accept payment at that time.
So you agree that you would,
Or it is Michigan Department of Corrections and they just got the letter upside down. You don't know, Randy.
not be
Right, Raven?
doing anything to collect, but he's going to end up with a judgment on his account, on his record.
May I add something, Your Honor?
No, not yet. I mean, I don't understand why they won't just accept the it's basically subrogation.
I could, if we wanted to adjourn out once more, I could go back to my client and see if we can make it work for the make something work for that.
That'd be ideal.
Okay.
The Darrell Brooks trial? Never heard of it.
Attorney Hams, how much time do you think you need?
I mean, I would say probably maybe a little over a month.
So December 3rd sounds good for you too, but I'm going to make it the 10th just because I'm
That's
trying.
fine.
I shouldn't load up my calendar.
That's totally fine.
I'm not to be that guy. My father died last Tuesday, and we were supposed to go down to Arizona on 18th, and they said it should take 14 to 15 days to process down there. Apparently, there are laws to get all this.
Okay, but you'd be back before.
I'm just calculating maybe the day of. So I was
Okay, and you're not really able. So you want to go get another week out?
I hope.
Okay.
Let's go there.
Why not?
Right.
So it's the 17th at 1:30.
That should be fine for my office as well.
Okay, very good. Thank you both.
Thank you.
These court cases have me traumatized. I feel that not only with the grief that I would go through if my mom passed away, because my dad already has, but there's a good chance, a higher than average chance that I'm about to be arrested because they all have this excuse. Or if I would quit my job and start another job, I'm going to be arrested because that seems to be when people get arrested the most. When someone in their family is very sick or died, or they have a new job. That's his hair, I think.
Yes.
So being said, would you contact Mr. James Fitz then? So I had no clue about anything until I showed up here today. So
He wants to know whether you're going to talk to the lawyer directly or will you be talking to him?
because when I call your
So-
office, you can't talk.
Right.
So what we would need to talk to your personal injury attorney would be some kind of authorization from you to speak with them about the account. Otherwise, we're not able to speak with them because they're not representing you on this case.
And they won't talk to you. It's a lovely circle that you get in for these cases. Okay, I get it. So send them something in writing.
Yep,
Send-
they have it already.
No, Mr. Hams doesn't though. Say that you want, right? That's what you said?
Yes.
Okay. You know, what you should do for me, down the hall, there's a Zoom station. Why don't you sign in and I'll let you and Mr. Hams have a breakout room to kind of clean this up so I don't have to sit here and do it for you.
But hold on, okay? She wants him to go down to a hall to a booth. I'm pretty sure she's going to say booth again, maybe once or twice, which is awesome. And I think she's also going to say the word Zoom again, which is awesome, awesome.
Honestly, I've never done Zoom.
Well, that's why the fact that we've got the station makes it really easy.
How do you contact someone on Zoom?
Just go in there and follow the instructions on the machine down the hall. I've got to, I mean, it's there.
Oh, okay. All right.
There's a list of, the courtrooms are all programmed in already because they've all connected. It should not be very hard.
Understood.
Okay, turn to Hams if you don't mind hanging around till he gets that
Yep.
going. And if I finish first, I'll run down and help him, but we keep wasting time. Okay, very good. So we are at LVNV funding versus Kristen Lozelle. Judgment, LVNV funding versus Jason Jacart. Judgment, LVNV versus Robert Fuller. There's 2 of those accounts. Judgment. Crown Asset Management versus Kendall Banky. Judgment. LVNV funding versus Derek Brzezinski. Judgment. LVNV versus Michelle Bowes. Judgment. LVNV funding versus Michael Flunker. Judgment. And now we're on the 2 o'clock cases. So I'm going to go see how Mr. Link is doing. And then I'll be back for the 2 o'clocks.
2 o'clocks. 2? I don't know how to say it. 2 o'clock. Anyway, she didn't make him go down to the booth all alone. She just went to check on him. And then she and then she's gonna come back and handle these 2.
That's why it does that way.
She's jolly and she laughs a lot, but she is also an extremely stressed out and annoyed person. She is tired of small claims. She wants them to move her somewhere else, anywhere else. But she's here.
Attorney Hams, he should be right there. This one's got my coat on it. Okay, very good. Okay, well, we'll start with Attorney Kranick's case for the evictions. This should be Dream Acres Shoes versus Scott and Lynn Stone. Anybody here for that one? Doesn't appear so. I don't have enough people to go along with this, but we'll see what happens. All right, we're all set, so I can grant the eviction judgment and then set a hearing for the money. That's where you thought we were?
Yes, Your Honor.
I assume you have no preference as to day of the week.
Correct.
For all of December, we only have the Wednesday mornings and Friday afternoons. Do you have a preference that way?
I don't have a preference. Depends on what date. Just looking
Right.
at
Right. Okay. Well, I was just giving you the option because of December being December.
Thank you, Your Honor. No,
Sure.
I'm not taking any time off.
Okay. I'm still debating the idea. It would be unique, but maybe. All right. So I have pretty much everything as the December morning, Wednesday morning ones. December 4th.
She's not, I don't even think she's a magistrate. I think she's a commissioner. So she's not a judge. She's not a magistrate.
That's not too soon?
No, I think that'll work for me.
Okay, 8:45 or not?
Let's try 9 o'clock.
And my understanding is Commissioner Lefebvre prefers the in-person, but make sure you get your damage list in either way. And since this one is one where they didn't appear in the first place, maybe he wouldn't mind, but you can always check with him.
Got it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, let's try some more and see if we can get any further. How about Kathleen Yindra versus Debbie Caston? Okay, who's Kathleen?
I can guarantee you, you only recognize her from here. I can guarantee you no other channels have her, period. She's outstandingly difficult to get. She's catch her once in a lifetime, if you're lucky, kind of girl.
Okay. All right. Do you have your proof of service, ma'am? Doesn't look like what we need.
Nope, that's what you take to get served.
You should have taken that, gotten something back from the sheriff saying it was served. Not just their invoice either.
It's pretty, not the invoice.
Not the invoice. It'd be called a certificate of service.
I do say I got an additional charge of $30. That shows that they served it.
Yes, that's the document we're looking for. All right, you can bring that back at a later time.
I have
And
the files are pretty thick on this.
Ms. Caston, are you contesting the eviction?
No, I left.
You're out of the property?
I was 5 feet after she had surgery. I was, what happened was my daughter was living on the other side of the duplex. And she started hurting it. But like, this is my daughter and my grandchild. I needed to help them, so
Okay, so what she just said was, are you disputing the eviction? And this woman sat here and said, no, I left. I don't even live there anymore. So, okay, good. We can just move forward. No, we can't, because she didn't really leave. And her daughter and her granddaughters still live there.
a year ago.
And she just told the other lady, shut up. She fights with the other lady the whole time. It's very funny.
And she doesn't need to call my daughter a slut.
Oh, y'all heard that though, didn't ya? Y'all gonna complain about my audio, but every one of you heard what she said there.
Okay, I'm sufficiently lost. So she had left the premises, then she let her daughter stay in during the eviction to get her daughter out?
No. Her daughter and her daughter's partner were evicted from the other side of the duplex over a year ago. And they left with over $13,000.
Not relevant.
Okay, fine.
What's going on with her unit?
So now I was evicting Debbie.
But Debbie says she's been out.
I just received the keys today.
Okay.
Her dog is still there.
So she's not really out either.
She's not really out either. She has, her daughter has said that she still has garbage there. Her daughter has.
Okay, I don't know who you are, but you shouldn't even be at the table.
She talked to me. I think jungle and paper to
Yeah, well, legal stuff doesn't really let you do that, but I'm going to for today because I think it'll be helpful. Okay, so
on October 17th, I suggested to her if she had moved out, take a picture of the premises, and then also return the keys to me. And I gave her the address where she could give the keys to the property. Because there's on October 17th, I have a email that she received with the address. And she knows where it is because
None of this matters what she's saying right now. Don't worry about it.
it's an ongoing situation. So I just received the key about 45 minutes ago. But the dog is still there. I have no idea.
Her dog is there.
Inside the property.
Her
other
dog.
than all of her daughter and her daughter's partner's belongings. Because she let her daughter and her daughter.
okay, let's
Yeah.
stop this because that's none of it is exactly how it works. Okay, so you still have a rental arrangement. You moved out, you surrendered the keys, but things are there that belong to you or your family. They belong to somebody that is claiming a right to have it there because you told them to. It doesn't matter. Ma'am, you are responsible for it and for moving it out. And if you are surrendering possession of the apartment to avoid the eviction, then she gets to just throw it all away. So either you're still in possession, so that's not the situation, or that's the situation. And what about your dog? There's no dog there?
There is.
I don't know what she
Yeah.
just said, but there is definitely a dog there. There is.
Well, that could lead to all kinds of trouble.
Couldn't let my daughter and my granddaughter go live in a car. Do they have the money? And I don't wish to spend $13,000.
Ma'am,
She's saying she doesn't want her daughter and granddaughter to be left holding the cars, as in getting all of their stuff out of there and everything. And she says, I don't know where she gets $13,000.
I do understand what you're saying in that you don't want this to happen to your daughter. But at this point, now it's happening to you.
It happened to my daughter, but I let them in. I can keep their neighbors finding out that they don't have to spend that. I have been.
Okay, I don't really care about the daughter other than the fact the stuff is now in the way of getting this taken care of.
He had my late husband form the picture that
Obviously, that's the wrong question. We don't care about the daughter.
all his story numbers. Would you like to see a picture of the forest? No. Yes. The forest.
It doesn't change anything. It could be one object, and if it belonged to her and it was something she wanted, it would be the same position. But this is going to be very expensive to clean out if it's going to go all tossed. You don't want it all tossed. So where are we?
You've got a couple boxes that I'm not quite sure if there might not have been there.
I have a couple boxes, but I need my key.
And then you need to get this champion. And I left, open living with her.
But you see, you're responsible.
I know.
You're the one that's legally responsible.
I understand that. This is a garage where her partner.
Ma'am, it doesn't matter for me right now because I can't, if it's contested, I can't do anything. But we're so close to this not being an issue. We can't get a hold of anybody. Okay. Would you like to walk down the hall and see what's going on?
I have to run upstairs and grab my badge.
But I really buzz in.
Yeah, she's there.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they gave me 1:30 to 2:30, but then 1:30 to 2.
The calendar's full. Okay. Oh, Heather's going to go try to help us. Thank you, Heather. You're just trying to get Angela to call us in B15. We're going to give you a hearing date in front of the judge. It's going to hopefully be within the next couple of days. We just don't have a date. We use the only one they gave us today. I unfortunately need to leave the room for a moment and I will be back, but the clerk will give you the date as soon as we have it. And then you'll have to file a written answer as to why you don't think the eviction should be entered. And we'll go from there. I'll be back as quickly as I can.
Okay, she leaves the room for a moment. I'm not going to stop recording. We can't hear it exactly, but it starts out with these two. They start talking shit about her together. And she's trying so hard to ignore them talking shit about her. And then she starts talking back. You can hear a little of it. Any second now. I'll bump it forward. I'm going to back it up a little bit. Now they're talking to her.
You're funny.
She's laughing at them.
It's Emily's bathroom. It's Emily's bathroom. It's Emily's bathroom.
Shit, did I swear? I'm sorry.
Aaron, who's that funny cat? Take one of the stools.
I can't hear it yet.
Just take some of the stools to that university. He's got lots of tools. No. It's not my box. It's not my box. Is there one?
Hold her back. Hold her back.
Do I need one or 2 boxes? That I need to do other than these 2 boxes? No. I'm not gonna get in the middle for these. Because Emily says you still have stuff there. I think I got 4 boxes right by the, she got, took those with some of her stuff there. Put it there and, you're responsible for everything.
Oh, you can't. I even offered to pay you an extra month.
And I said yes.
You
I'll
never
take it.
said anything.
Oh, here.
Eviction.
Let's see, what day did I say? Yes.
Now we can hear better. Now they're starting. She goes, I even offered to pay you an extra month. And the other woman said, I said yes.
Here. So, yes. Yes, you could pay me. Where? Yes, you could pay me.
And that is how long after I offered.
Like, no, they're here, right here, on October 10th. You're asking me, but I at least pay you for the days I've wasted for you getting a new tenant? Yes, you can pay me. All right.
Hold her back. Hold her back now. I don't know what these two are so angry about because, first off, she already left. She doesn't live there anymore. Second off, she hasn't paid rent in so long. She owes $13,000 in back rent. So this is small claims. That other lady is only going to get 10K tops. It doesn't go any higher than 10,000 in this courtroom. So the other lady who was laughing at them should be the one who's pretty mad because she's never going to get that money from these two. Never, never. Now the commissioner's coming right back in a second, and they're going to continue this fight in front of her. And she's going to come in with her accent too. All the words we're looking for. Just like Judge Leghorn when he says July. We want her to say 2. I don't know, if I was that elderly lady in the other seat, I would watch this one right here. She looks mean.
Oh, yeah, that's
Typically, if the day after Sunday for Thursday.
Say happy Thursday. that's right.
Sure, 8:30.
Oh.
Sure. Thank you.
That was special.
8:30 on the 21st.
That's nice of him to accommodate us.
All right, she found a
The
date for them.
judicial assistant is out, and the judge personally scheduled this, so hopefully it works.
That was branch 1.
Well, even worse. Okay, must have got enough that day. So I was being told to leave.
Oh yeah, I had such a
Yeah, probably. Okay, whatever. Strange things happen. Well, he probably looked at the calendar and realized it was too much. Couldn't handle it. Oh, judges. Getting some spoiled.
No, this is Wisconsin.
Will be 8:30 on October 31st in branch 4 down the hall. Branch 4 is perfect.
Yeah.
So the court coordinator is giving them paperwork.
You need to stop. You're going to get yourself in trouble when you're in front of the judge. No, you need to be here in person. Okay, that piece of paper has to be brought in like she said.
We need to take for the quick turnaround. Dismiss.
Yes, would prefer you didn't all leave at once, the way things are.
She doesn't want them all leaving. They have to wait. No, she left. She's out of there.
All right.
Okay, well, she just went as though she's going to the restroom. So if you want to head on over to the elevator, you'll be good.
Can I address the judge? What do we need to do with this paper?
The instructions are all there. It's got to be, the answer has to be completed and filed with the court. You have to bring a copy for the plaintiff so that she can have it at the time of the hearing. If you can get it to her beforehand, that's good.
What do we do with this
You're
paper?
welcome.
Enough. Enough, Wisconsin. Enough. I know. Why didn't they fight? They had that whole opportunity and they just barely. They just yelled at each other a little bit. We couldn't understand it. I hope this one's not too long. This one is Jersey. So we're going from Wisconsin where, the judge and everything is all sweet, except when she's not, and laughs a lot, except when she doesn't, to New Jersey. And this case is just interesting. We see people get protection from abuse orders all the time, no contact orders all the time. We see it all the time. So this guy violates it 7 years later. In the word, this is another one where I feel like the judge made an error. I just do. But you guys can make your own decision. Here we go.
E and F, those are also, I hate to say this, but the suits brought against Judge Hoskins and Judge Grasso were the Jersey courts interfering with the courts in Florida in setting or that are trying to enforce in the Jersey jurisdiction on child support. So it's these suits are about violating my client's rights and interference. And
I don't do YouTube judges ever. I mean, I do Judge Fleischer, but he's mine. I don't. Okay, not ever. I guess I did yesterday. I barely ever do a YouTube judge.
if you see in my exhibit there too, I believe it's
This
Exhibit
is
D.
Georgia. Yes.
No, it isn't B. It's
Yay!
one with Judge Hodgkin. The state in New Jersey has actually engaged an attorney in Florida to represent Judge Hodgkin and Judge Grasso in these suits. So these are legitimate suits
Duh.
that are taking place in Florida. The problem became, going back with one of the services of the subpoenas in New Jersey, which the court told my client what to do. The service processor, the sheriff's department, went out to the address that we knew of Ms. Tadros, which is identified as, I wanted to say the address on the record here, but it's in my papers in my discovery. And they went out there, they couldn't serve it because the person that was there said Ms. Tadros didn't live at its address. So my client still needs to provide that service to process. So what he did is he served subpoenas on New Jersey Natural Gas and JCP&L in order to for copies of Ms. Tadros's bills, so he could get the actual address, so he can serve her for these complaints. So
Okay, I don't know if you heard that or understood what just happened, but I'm going to tell you anyway. So back in 2018 or 2019, this man right up here, he was issued a protection order or a no contact order, permanent no contact order against, I don't know if it was his wife, it's definitely the mother of his children. Okay. She moved, she fled with the children. And then he started suing her for his parental rights. All right. So he got some rights to the children, and he's only allowed to contact her through, I'm going to say, Talking Parents app, even though that's not the one they use, but it's the one we know. So I'm just explaining what's going on. So he's allowed to contact her through this one app, only about the children. Okay. But he continually sues her. He keeps taking her to court, but he doesn't know where she lives, so he can't sue her. So he subpoenaed the electric company, the water company for her bills so that he could find her address to find out where she lives. So that's what this is his attorney. And he said that, and Kelly, hold on, I'm getting to that. And he said that he's only subpoenaing these people to get her address because the last judge said he had to serve her in person. Like, that is sneaky, that is creepy. And then I'll back to Kelly's point. I didn't think they were permanent. I thought you had to keep renewing them. I don't know the answer to that. I don't know. As we get into this more, they say something like, okay, like I said, there's a lot of different lawsuits, and he's violated the order. All right. So I think what we have is we have protection from abuse orders against him and no contacts orders against him. And I think in 2019, so like 2 years after the first issue, I think one of them was dismissed, but the other one is very, very, very much still in place. But he's also in family court about the children because he wants full custody. So he's suing her again for custody of the children. All right. Now, I don't think she's an angel. I don't think she's I think, she might be part of the problem, but regardless, he has this no contact order that he's supposed to be keeping, but he keeps suing her and he keeps looking for her address.
again, you can see in the current complaint, that 245, it's talk about him, doing service to ransom. He's not doing service to ransom. If she didn't interfere with him getting his property in Florida and looking to enforce as an individual the New Jersey child support, we wouldn't have any suits at all. But he needs to defend against him, and he needs to be able to serve her his answers and counterclaims. So I don't believe that there is probable cause for this thing even to move forward, Judge. And I'll rest on that part.
Thank you. What's the state's position on probable cause?
Judge, the state believes that there is probable cause here. As your Honor is aware, probable cause is a very low burden for the state to meet. It's a reasonable suspicion that a crime has taken place here. The state was in receipt of all the defense's exhibits and has no objection to their introduction. However, looking to the state's exhibits that they also submitted in S3, which would be the complaint and the affidavit of probable cause, S4A, which would be the police report, S4E, which is the DV stalking order, and S4F, which are texts to the victims. The complaint here is alleging that, excuse me one second,
Kelly, he
this
has
defendant
a
violated
stalking,
his judicial protection.
he has a stalking order, he has a protection order, he has a no contact order. Permanent. They're all permanent, except one might have been dismissed in 2019, but he still has the other two.
Order, specifically by attempting to subpoena the victims, or subpoena this victim through JCP&L and New Jersey Natural Gas to receive her address, which he is not in receipt of right now because that DV stalking order is protecting against that. I would also note that in past complaints, which the state has submitted in their motion to revoke or release, the defendant has done this in the past, where he's attempted to subpoena outside sources to attempt to get this victim's address. Your Honor, it's a repeated pattern here. And with that, there would be probable cause on that charge. Along with this, there's also the harassment charge here. The state submitted S4F, which are text messages that this defendant has sent to the victim, which are specifically against the DV stalking order that was entered against him, which are
probably not.
He was not supposed to have any communication with her outside of a court-approved app. These are clearly from his phone and dated from, I believe, September 21st to October 20th. Your Honor, that's a clear violation of the stalking order, and the state can bring charges against him for that. Clearly, there is probable cause here, and I understand that Mr. Hone is permitted by law to file as many suits as he wants. However, the way that he's going about this is against his DV stalking order. And with that, statement submit on probable cause.
Okay. Andrew, can I just say, I've never ever texted her outside the app.
Richard, quiet for a second. Judge Allen can just respond to that, the text messages. Yeah, Judge Akariva from Monmouth County set up the family communication because of the child. And it was through the family app. And all the text messages have been through that app only. And it all has to do with the child, because that's what it is. The Judge Akariva knew that these two parties, the victim and my client, have to be in contact relative to the child. And everything he's doing is for the child's benefit. And some of the text messages are just saying, why are you doing this and putting pressure on our child? So again, he's worried about the child's welfare, the child finding out about this, and all this fighting between two parties. He just wants to avoid that, Judge. But again, he is not going outside of the domestic violence order. I should say it's a judicial restraint, restrictive order from Judge Justice back in 2019. Again, he hasn't violated that.
But Judge, I would argue that it's clearly that this defendant is using his and the victim's daughter in common as the guise to harass and victimize my victim here. You can see that he mentions his daughter, but then we'll go on to say that you're lying, what you're doing is extremely harmful. Where's the text right here? You're saying I have mental illnesses. So Judge, I mean, while it may be for their in common daughter, it's only under the guise of that, such as with these lawsuits as well. They're operating under the guise that it's for the victim and the defendant's daughters. However, it's when you look at it in the totality of the circumstance here, it's mainly to harass, receive my victim's addresses and her information in violation of that DV stalking order.
Judge, and I want to respond to this. I just want to find out, these cases will all come into being in the next couple of months. The Florida case, again, I go and restate this, is that Ms. Tadro started that suit by trying to do it as a third-party intervener to get access to that house for child support. Otherwise, nothing in Florida would even have been filed at this point in time. As far as with the daughter and worry about the daughter's well-being and concern, there's a family case coming up in November with Judge Poppy in Ocean County, which all of the unanswered family matters are going to be addressed. So again, it would never.
I can't get Judge Poppy. Do I want to? So badly, yes. But I can't get Judge Poppy. However, I have an idea. I started working on it today because it was real dead at work. I have an idea of how to get a whole bunch more other state courts that nobody has. But it's going to take me a while, and I have to put time and effort into it. And my time is so, hey, Chris, you made it. My time is so limited. But if I can pull this off, guys, oh, man, it's going to be great. Just bear with me. I'm going to get us some more judges. I know it.
Happen that he wouldn't have to be filing any sort of counterclaims or trying to find out information for service if she didn't file that initial complaint that she was looking for property. And she should have went through the New Jersey courts if she wanted to get access to that property and let the courts process. And my client has always been in front of, Judge Hodgkin or Judge Grasso or Judge Poppy, and they all know what's going on here. Nobody's saying that it's being done, behind closed doors. It's all out in the front.
And D.A. Val, were you born in the 70s? I'm guessing that you are definitely born in the 70s, right? You're an 80s child, because you just said in chat in front of everyone, cold beans. And I don't think you understand how much I love that you said that. Thank you.
Which exhibit, Mr. Handwacker, shows the institution of a legal action in Florida by someone other than Mr. Holm?
I don't believe I have that particular one in there, Judge. But
that explains why I can't find it then.
Yes.
Right, Mr. Meza, State's Exhibit S4F are the messages. Where are those messages from? Is that from an app to communicate about the child, or is that just standard text messaging on a phone?
Judge, I'm not exactly sure, but I'm assuming that based on looking, it doesn't appear like it's a normal text message application. It could be from the family court. I'm not exactly sure, but Judge, I would still argue that they are harassing messages.
The problem with that, though, is harassment is not a detainable offense. Only the 4th degree crime is a detainable offense.
I understand that, Your Honor, and these messages are just for that PDP harassment charge.
Respect to the probable cause determination, as both attorneys know, our Supreme Court's described probable cause as a well-grounded suspicion that an offense has been committed. See, for instance, State v. Sullivan, 169, New Jersey, 204 at page 211, a 2001 case. Probable cause is not defined with scientific precision. Here, defendant is charged with 2C29-9, subsection A, for knowingly disobeying a judicial order. State submitted that order. It's a permanent restraining order for stalking conviction, filed August 4, 2017, and signed by Judge Leslie Ann Justice in Superior Court, Monmouth County. Defendant having pled guilty of the crime of stalking, for which he was sentenced on that date. The permanent restraining order was entered. He was directed to stay away from her place of employment and residence. He's restrained from making contact with her, either personally or through an agent, or from initiating any communication likely to cause annoyance and alarm, including but not limited to personal, written, telephonic, or contact via electronic device. However, any and all issues related to the party's child, whose initials and date of birth are in the order, shall be controlled by a family court docket number under a domestic violence docket of F like Frank, V like Victor, -13-1267-17, or by any other duly issued family part order. Mr. Hanwacker has also supplied a order by Judge Francis Hodson, the assignment judge in Ocean County. The order recites that Mr. Hone has been deemed to be a vexatious litigant consistent with the appellate decision in Rosenblum versus Borough of Cloister, 333, New Jersey Super 385, at Television 2000. As such, the filings of Mr. Hone are subject to review by the assignment judge and require permission from the assignment judge before any such complaints or motions can be filed in the Superior Court of New Jersey. However, the order continues by noting that Mr. Hone has initiated proceedings in Florida, and therefore, in making service in other litigation, Mr. Hone shall arrange for any in-person service to occur during the weekdays, Monday through Friday, during school hours, so as to ensure that the party's minor child is not present. The state has attached copies of the subpoenas, and defense has attached additional documents which show that there was a request that subpoenas be served during school hours. So that puts the circumstances in a slightly different light. However, finds that the affidavit of probable cause goes beyond simply service of subpoenas in connection with litigation that's pending in Florida and the District of Columbia. The victim advised that there's been multiple subpoenas for her utility bills, and that the subpoenas clearly do seek the address of service, all addresses of service, including any aliases used by the victim. The victim advised police that her address is confidential under the Domestic Violence Protection Program due to past incidents of domestic violence with Mr. Hone, including the stalking order.
Oh my God, guys. How's that weather we're having? Huh?
So therefore, because her address is confidential and the subpoenas are specifically seeking her address, at this point, the court finds probable cause for the 4th degree crime of contempt of a judicial order and the petty disorderly persons offense of harassment, although I note that harassment by itself would not be a detainable offense. I'll hear from the state as to grounds to detain, and Mr. Hanwacker as to grounds to release.
Thank you, Your Honor. And for clarity of the record, the state has submitted S1, which would be its certification in support of the defendant's pretrial detention. The state's also submitted S2, which is the PSA, S3, which is the complaint, S4A, which is the police report, B, C, and D, which are the subpoenas against the victim, E, which is the DV stalking order, F, which is the text messages from the defendant to the victim, and S5, which is the CCH. I would just ask if there's any objection from defense on them.
He did do something that I always wanted to do, though. I think they already said it. That's why I'm going to say it. I think they already said it. We might have missed it. Hopefully, I'm not saying something that's going to come up in another minute. But it wasn't a graveyard, but it might have been. It wasn't a hospital, but it might have been. It was something violent, someplace violent. And he took a picture of it. And he said, "Wish you were here." Like I've always wanted to take a picture of a graveyard and send it to my ex-husband and say, "Wish you were here." Or my favorite is a picture with just my hands on the steering wheel, like, and right in front of my car. "Wish you were here." He actually did it. He actually sent that to her. And this prosecutor told the judge that this is what he sent to her. This is not about the children. He is not sending her text messages about the children. This is what he's sending her.
No objection.
Mr. Hanwacker, you have those documents. Any objection to them?
No objection, Judge.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Mezzo, I'll be happy to hear from you.
Thank you, Your Honor. So, beginning with S1, this defendant is charged with a crime or offense involving domestic violence as defined in New Jersey Statute 2C:25-19. The defendant is charged with a crime here, and there's a serious risk that the defendant will not appear in court as required. The defendant will pose a danger to any other person in the community, and the defendant will obstruct or attempt to obstruct justice or threaten, injure, or intimidate, or attempt to threaten, injure, or intimidate a prospective witness or juror. Moving to S2, this defendant scored a 4 on the failure to appear scale and a 6 on the new criminal activity scale, which is the highest score you could possibly get in the new criminal activity scale, and the upper half of the failure to appear scale. The new violent criminal activity flag is raised here, and there is no release recommendation by pretrial services. He's currently before Your Honor with 4 current charges, 2 for 4th-degree contempt for violating the protective order, and 2 petty disorderly persons harassment charges. He's currently on level 3 monitoring out of Ocean, for which the state has filed a motion to revoke release on this matter. He has 3 pending charges at the time of this offense based on that, 4 4th-degree contempt for violating a restraining order, 2 4th-degree contempt for violating a restraining order, and 2 petty, 1 4th-degree contempt for violating a restraining order, and 2 simple assaults. He has 2 prior disorderly persons convictions for 2 DP contempts for violating a domestic violence restraining order, and 10 prior indictable convictions for a 3rd-degree circulating false report of disaster, a 3rd-degree stalking offense, a 4th-degree contempt for violating a DV restraining order, 3rd-degree ag assaults, 4th-degree ag assault on law enforcement, 4th-degree harassment while in prison, 4th-degree retaliation, 4th-degree possession of CDS, and the distribution of CDS charge. 3 of these convictions have been violent for the 3rd-degree stalking, the 3rd-degree ag assault, and the 4th-degree ag assault on a law enforcement officer. He has no failures to appear in the last 2 years, but I will note that he has 1 older than 2 years in 2014. Based on these convictions, he has had 8 periods of incarceration of 14 days or more, 3 times in 2011, twice in 2015, once in 2016, and twice in 2017. He had, looking to his domestic violence restraining order history, he has 9 prior domestic violence restraining orders in his history, none of which are active, but I will note that there is the stalking order active.
Bonjour.
The defendant also has 3 out-of-state harassment charges, which was unable to be classified on the PSA, but I would note them for the record. Looking to the facts and circumstances of this offense, on October 23rd, 2024, officers were dispatched to 416 New Jersey Avenue for a domestic violence report. On arrival, the victims met with the victim whose initials are NT, who stated her ex-boyfriend, who's a defendant, had violated her no stalking order. The defendant had filed multiple subpoenas to different people requesting the victim's utility bills, that being JCP&L and New Jersey Natural Gas. The victim stated to officers that she believed that he is doing this to obtain her address in violation of the stalking order and her protection program that she is in. There were 3 subpoenas in total, which the state has submitted in their exhibits. For some background on this whole situation, the defendant and the victim in this case were in a relationship with each other prior to 2017. This changed when the 2 broke up, but this defendant continued to stalk and harass the victim after they were broken up. Because of this, the defendant pled guilty and was convicted of a 3rd-degree stalking charge in 2017. The victim had a stalking order in place against the defendant since that August 2017 court date. The 2 share a child, so the only contact between the 2 is supposed to be through the necessary court-approved app the 2 have together. The victim then moved to a new address as she was now part of a domestic violence protection program that she became enrolled in. And that meant that the defendant did not have her home address. In 2020, the defendant, when he was released from prison, immediately began stalking and harassing the victim. She was sent a picture of 2 boxers in a boxing ring, one with a boxer appearing to be falling to the ground from being punched with an accompanying text that said, "Thinking of you." The victim was sent a message stating that the defendant was, quote, calling the mafia headquarters and updating them. There was another lengthy message that was belittling her in an attempt to get the victim to change her custody agreement, and one that spoke about a lawsuit the defendant had filed against the victim in order to harass her. The lawsuit was filed in order to obtain the victim's address in these previous charges.
So I preemptively said that. Sorry. No, I said mayonnaise. It's pasta with mayonnaise. Actually, it's really good. Macaroni salad's really good. We make it all the time here in Pennsylvania. Potato salad, macaroni salad, all the time. Like, you can't go to a picnic without those two things. But that's what he was saying. I knew it wasn't a hospital or a graveyard, but it was something like that. So he had two boxers. One was knocked out. I didn't even think about that. Wish you were here. He needs to be locked up. That is a fact. And I would like to know right here and now. We all heard what he just said. Those text messages were in the evidence packet that he just gave to the judge. Okay? So those text messages were in there with it. So what does that have to do with the children? He is only allowed to contact her when it has something to do with the children, or a child, I should say, the one girl. So what about those three text messages? The one about the lawsuit, the one that says wish you were here, and then the second one I can't remember. Yes, you definitely need mustard in it. Definitely. Um, it has nothing to do with the child. We all heard that. We were all watching the same thing. We all heard that.
These charges, I will note, are still pending at this time, however. This brings us now to today's current charges, where the defendant is being charged with 2 counts of fourth-degree contempt for violating a protective domestic violence restraining order and 2 counts of petty disorderly persons harassment. The defendant has filed numerous frivolous lawsuits against this victim and has sent subpoenas to JCP&L as well as New Jersey Natural Gas in order to obtain her address. There's 2 problems with this. First being that the defendant is supposed to have no contact at all with this victim outside of the app. The defendant has violated his no contact orders several times in the past and has done so again here. He has once again sent her messages on the app, which is meant to be the only form of communication the two have, in a harassing manner. These text messages, which are dated September 21st to October 20th in S4F, include the threat of litigation on behalf of the victim and the defendant's 9-year-old daughter, and text that the victim's daughter does not want to have contact or live with her anymore. Second, the defendant is attempting to once again use the court system to obtain information that he is not supposed to have, for the second time now. This is done by filing frivolous lawsuits against the victim to obtain her address. He was already once deemed a vexatious litigant by an assignment judge based on these filings in the past. The pattern by this defendant is constant and repetitive. The defendant harasses this victim, attempts to threaten and intimidate her, goes to jail, and then continues to harass her once he's released. Again, this defendant is part of a domestic violence protection program in order to prevent this exact type of actions from the defendant and from him having any type of information on her. The victim in this case is terrified, and the defendant has been constantly harassed by him. Our office reached out to the victim, and she states that she opposes the release. She has significant safety concerns for herself and her 2 minor daughters, only one of whom she shares with the defendant, who is 9. The victim does not believe that he would abide by any release conditions, and due to the history of stalking her and violating her past restraining orders, as well as his criminal history, believes that he should be detained. There's no evidence that this defendant has any intention of ceasing any communication with her or any type of action against her. And the state is concerned, based off the defendant's past violent assaults and stalking convictions, that there may be an escalation of violence against this victim if he is released. He's already been convicted and faced jail time in the past for this, yet he's still undeterred. The only way the state feels that this defendant will cease his contact and harassment of this victim is if he is detained. So with that, Your Honor, the state would ask that you detain this defendant pending trial. And with that, the state would submit.
Thank you. Mr. Hamwacker.
Judge, first with the PSA, I want to call the court's attention to, there was 2 sets of complaints filed. One was, as you identified earlier, Judge, it was the 2024-245-1525. Then there was also one on the PSA that shows 2024-244-1525. And if you go back to that order or that complaint summons, you'll see that was based upon an alleged domestic violence order, they've been identified as 13-1267-17. But I also would like to call your attention to the fact that that order was dismissed a long time ago. They filed this complaint against this particular restraining order, but that restraining order was dismissed back in 2019. So that shouldn't even be on the PSA, and that complaint shouldn't even have been processed at this point. The other part of this is that we talk about his history. Yes, my client had a history back in
I can't tell you how wild it is that macaroni salad is new to anybody. I just can't tell you. It is a staple. Like it's as much a normal thing to eat as peanut butter and jelly. And macaroni salad, potato salad, deviled eggs, party. Yep, yep, yep.
in the 2010 to 2020 period. He was a boxer. There was fights he had, and yes, there was a stalking against this alleged victim. And the Judge Justice did have a judicial restraining order. But that was the only restraining order that is out there. And the one violation that's now in front of the court is in front of Judge Rahill. That's the one for the fourth degree contempt back from December of 2019. Right now, we're at that part of the stage of that is that the next hearing is December 16th with Judge Rahill. And, I have two pending motions that I'm filing on that. But that's where that current activity is.
Just a pinch. You're right. Just a pinch. Also, macaroni salad and pasta salad are two completely different salads, almost like strawberry pie and fried chicken. That's how different they are. So, pasta salad is you use olives and like a vinegar, oil and vinegar kind of dressing. Macaroni salad is mostly mayonnaise and mustard and salt and macaroni, and then some people like to put things in that make it a little crunchy, like carrots or something. Oh, you shut up. How about black olives? Is that better? Because they're normally black olives, they're not green. However, in pasta salad, some of the pasta's green. The pasta's not white or whatever color you call pasta. Yeah, you need vinegar and oil and stuff like that. I don't enjoy deviled eggs. Nope, not for me. I mean I'll eat it. I, I I eat what's in front of me. That's you know that's food. It's in front of you. You eat it. But oh wait, no, pickled egg salad. I thought you were talking about pickled egg salad. Deviled egg all the time. Pickled egg, no thank you. I got my eggs mixed up. The pasta salad has to be colorful. Yep, yep, yep. Tuna salad I eat twice a week in the minimum. Bare minimum twice a week I eat tuna salad. All the time I eat tuna salad. Last night, while I was making a Kelly video, I took myself off screen and I went to find my tuna. I was gonna make myself some tuna salad during the video. And those damn kids ate all my tuna. I didn't have any tuna in there. And I mean, I wanted it so bad. But what's wrong with eggs? They barely have a taste to them. And my son can't eat eggs either, and that's just ridiculous. Um, mm, I'll be right over. Kay, you're close enough. I know you're in the state of Pennsylvania somewhere, so I will find you and eat your food. Eggs are delicious in so many ways. I mean, you can just do so much with an egg. You could throw it at your neighbor's house. Actually, my house has egg all over the front of it. Because, fun fact, if your niece comes over and breaks your car windows and throws eggs at your house, if you don't wash them off right away, they're like super glue. And then you can't get them off. So now I have a car with no window and eggs on my house that I can't get off. They just won't. They just won't. Anybody know how to get those off? I'm telling you, it's like super glue. I can't get the egg off my house, and the eggs are the whole way. They're the whole way up. So I mean, I would have to climb out on a roof and then put a ladder on the roof to be able to wash a lot of it. But I don't know how to. No, rain, no, nope. Rain doesn't work at all. It laughs at it. Maybe a power washer. I have to buy a power washer because that same niece took the power washer, and I can't really ask her for it. Maybe if I could find a way to get a vinegar spray up there, maybe, maybe that would work. Maybe that would work. See, I knew it. I knew it. You guys are right. I think vinegar would. My chainsaw is put together. All I need is oil now, which I've ordered oil. So when I I ordered a chainsaw, which was electric. So in that order, I also ordered one of those real long orange extension cords. Then I ordered oil, and then I ordered a funnel. Those are the four things in that order. Okay? No, it's unboxed and put together. It just doesn't have oil. So they delivered to me. It was all supposed to be for delivery. All right. So they delivered the chainsaw and the cord. But somehow they thought I wanted to pick up the oil and the funnel at the store. So I paid for the oil and the funnel. It was already paid for. All I had to do was drive to the store and pick it up. But no, I can't be bothered to drive to the store. That is too much for me. That was over that pushed me over the edge of tasks that I had to do. So I just never got my oil or my funnel. So now I have a chainsaw that's put together with a cord that's long enough to go to my weeds and that, and I have no oil to put in it. So now I have to go onto Amazon and I have to buy more oil and a funnel. But I'm not going to do that until after November 10th. I'm sorry, we got to finish this case. We didn't even touch Judge Fleischer yet, and he looks amazing.
Now to talk about the reality of the situation, which is the alleged victim. And when my client got out of jail, he had zero visitation, he had zero custody with this child. And in 2019, at the end of 2019, he wasn't able to walk down the street to see his child. Since that time, he's been fighting through the courts. Yes, he's a very litigious type of guy, but he went from zero custody, zero visitation to now the Ocean County family courts have given him joint legal custody of this child, and they gave him equal time, which this alleged victim with that child. I mean, he sees that child in half the time, and the mother sees her the other half of the time. He has taken her with court's approval, during the pendency of the criminal trial. He's been down to Florida a number of times, down to Fort Lauderdale, Key West. He's been out to California with his child. He does a lot with his child. And that, I think, this is where the mother is getting vindictive. We know we're getting down to the point where we're going to have another family hearing. My client has applied for the court asking that, custody be changed from the mother to the father. And I believe this filing that she's doing, or this complaint that she's making, is to use the court to her advantage now. I mean, she is very vindictive, and she's not an innocent person. Yeah, she's a mother of a child, but she feels that she's losing so much, and then now she's using this against him. Again, I go back to the Florida one. If the mother didn't file in Florida, we wouldn't have any suits in Florida. But the mother started that.
If he wouldn't have sent those nasty text messages, he wouldn't be in jail right now.
The mother started this knowing that we have a family court hearing coming up. And, for this child, it's only the mother and father. There's no extended families. I mean, there's no extended family for Mr. Hone here. When he's not around, he loses that custody, that child that he loves. Now look at his history here. And I've been with this case, the criminal case has been with the courts here in Ocean County since Judge Collins, Judge Puglisi, Judge Rahill. That's where it sits now. I've been involved with that case from the beginning here. In this case, my client has been on level 3 reporting. He missed in 4+ years 1 day of reporting. He does weekly reporting. He reports in all the time. And court hearings. He hasn't missed any court hearings. Either the court waives his appearance on the record, or he appears. And then we have, even if this comes up on the PSA,
Top right corner.
failure to appear. I don't know where he's failing to appear. Since the case was filed against my client in 2020, he's never missed anything. No courts, and let's say 1 date on child services in 4.5 years. There's never been any other complaint filed against him anyplace else for stalking or anywhere else. He's led a law-abiding life.
True.
He's raising his kids as a good father. He teaches her. He takes her on trips. And I think this is being used as a sword against my client and in these cases that have now come into fruition. He's not like I say, he's not a risk to anybody else in society. As far as the text messages, those will come out in the family court and even in the criminal court. Every message that is between him and the victim, in this case, is all about the child. And if you read the messages, it's like, why are you doing this? Why are you, putting pressure on your daughter here? Why are you saying things about me? That he's going to be going to jail. I mean, all this stuff, this is truly a family matter where you have two parents that are fighting vigorously for that child. And now one is using the court system as a sword against the other here. And I believe, like I say, I believe the PSA is wrong by having this other, the other complaint 244 in there, because that restraining order was dismissed in 2019. So that's weighting this in the wrong direction. And everybody knows where my client lives. I mean, Judge Hodgkins, Judge Grasso, Judge Pop, everybody knows where he is. The sheriff knows.
That's what happens when you're on parole.
Where he is, when he walks in the courtroom. He's not hiding from anybody. He's not threatening anybody. He may be a litigious type of person, but he's just doing that for his child and getting time with her. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. The matter comes before the court on the state's motion to detain and motion to revoke. Mr. Hone is 65 years of age. The court finds the state has not established the grounds for detention or the grounds for revocation by clear and convincing evidence for the following reasons. Despite my finding of probable cause, Judge Hodson's order filed August 28, 2024 substantially reduces the strength of the state's case. According to that order, Mr. Hone submitted a request to Judge Hodson on or about August 1, 2024, seeking clarification of the court's previous orders, specifically asking for guidance as to how to minimize trauma to the party's daughter when he sought to serve the victim, NT. Judge Hodson's order indicated a procedure for service in the New Jersey Superior Court family part, but then recognized that Mr. Hone has initiated litigation in other states, which litigation would not be subject to Rosenblum review by Judge Hodson. And therefore, Judge Hodson ordered in making service in other litigation, quote, Mr. Hone shall arrange for any in-person service to be during the weekdays, Monday to Friday, during school hours, so as to ensure the child is not present, end quote. That order specifically allows some type of in-person service. Defense Exhibit A is the affidavit of service from the Ocean County Sheriff's Department indicating that the service instructions provided by Mr. Hone to serve NT at a particular address contain the specific language, quote, please serve during school hours, close quote. I'm sure that Judge Hodson was not contemplating that the defendant would be seeking to obtain a confidential domestic violence protected address, but nevertheless, the order creates substantial doubt as to whether or not the state would be able to prove the charge of a knowing violation of a judicial protection order, since Judge Hodson's order clearly allows for in-person service Monday to Friday during school hours. With respect to the text messages, they appear to be from a messaging application. The court notes
Mine was red beets. I had to eat the red beets. Oh.
that the stalking order of August 4, 2017 specifically allows communication regarding the party's minor child through family court dockets. While those messages perhaps aren't polite, they do reference, almost all messages, something to do with the child or custody. While their parties are calling each other liars, for instance, they still deal with alleged harm to the child. In fact, one of the exhibits, even in S4F, even talks about lawsuits need to be served but can't be done through a P.O. box. Therefore, the court finds it's required to deviate from the PSA recommendation of no release because of the substantial doubt created by a reading of the August 28, 2024 order from Judge Hodson, which allows in-person service during weekdays and school hours. The court also notes that it has reviewed the case jacket for case 20-0532. The charges against Mr. Hone have been pending for in excess of 4.5 years in that case jacket, and there are no violations of pretrial monitoring other than the one
with fava beans.
Just submitted now as a result of these new charges. The PSA also shows that Mr. Hone has not failed to appear in court in the last 2 years. He has one failed to appear older than 2 years, and that's from 2014, which is remote in time. Therefore, the court discounts the failed to appear score of a 4 on the PSA, as defendant does not appear to be a risk of appearing in court. The court notes defendant does have 10 prior indictable convictions and 2 prior disorderly persons convictions, but again finds it is required to deviate because of the uncertainty created by the orders allowing for in-person service. Therefore, I release Mr. Hone on Level 3 pretrial monitoring. He shall appear for all scheduled court appearances. He shall not commit any offenses during the period of release. He shall immediately notify pretrial services of any change in address, telephone, or other contact information. The prior orders indicate that, and this court will continue, the defendant shall avoid all contact with the alleged victim. However, the court is aware that contact is permitted between defendant and the alleged victim on something called App Close, APPCLOSE. The release order shall specifically indicate that any subpoenas defendant seeks to serve on the victim shall not seek a disclosure of the victim's residential address absent further order of this.
If it were possible, which is not, how mad on a scale of 1 to 10 do you think Fozzie would be if I cooked a meal, chopped up tongue, so you can't see what it is? You can't. and he ate it, and he was like, "Oh man, this is really good. This is really, really yummy. You did a good job." And then I tell him, "Hey, you just ate cow tongue."
Court Court notes the defendant can rely upon an application for substituted service if he needs to serve any subpoenas or other court documents. Defendant shall continue on level 3, shall report to pretrial services telephonically once every week and in person once every other week, shall not possess a firearm, destructive device, or other dangerous weapon, shall obey all orders of the Superior Court, Law Division, and Family Division currently in effect.
So really,
Mr. Mazza, does the state seek any other conditions?
Judge, we would also be asking for a travel restriction in this case.
Outside the country?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. All right, and that's a standard condition as well. Defendant shall not leave the United States absent permission from a judge having jurisdiction over the matter. Mr. Holmes' next court date has previously been scheduled with his 2020 case in front of Judge Kim Marie Rahill for December 16, 2024 at 10:30 a.m. And the new case here will also be scheduled the same day, December 16, 2024. Anything else from the parties?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Judge, if I may, I have one complaint 244. I think the court needed to avoid that complaint.
it's good. We're done. We've heard enough of these people that did you. I, I I don't understand judges. I don't understand them. I really don't. Yesterday, what did we have? Someone got a $50,000 bond for, I can't remember. What did he do? It wasn't, I just don't understand. I don't understand these judges lately. Are they waiting for him to kill her? Is that what, is that be, and then they'd be like, "Oh, man, but we had this piece of paper telling him he wasn't allowed to." I don't get it. I hear, and I don't know the facts. I didn't look up the facts, but I hear that the jails are full of domestic violence. Like that's one of the biggest things that are filling up the jails. So I maybe that's why they have to give people who have domestic violence, more because they want to clear out the jail. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking out my butt right now. I don't know. I just don't understand it. I just don't. Yep. Criminals are victims of the system. All right, it's time for Judge Fleischer, guys. We got to get moving on Judge Fleischer. Wait a second. That's not Judge Fleischer. I'm so sorry. Oh, yeah, it is. It's Judge Fleischer. Oh, maybe. I mean, well, my stream would still start at 4:30. That we turn the clocks back at like 2 o'clock, right? I mean, maybe I could start at 3:30 and pretend that I forgot because everybody would believe that if I said, "Oh, I forgot." Forgot that the clocks were back. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I gotta see. I have to see. I always have to. I gotta see who's green now. It's scrolling through every single text message that we had since the beginning. So I have to wait until it gets down to the bottom. Thank you so much, Another Smith. That was very, very nice of you. Someone's going to be very, very, very happy. Sue, YouTube hates you. you know, if it makes you feel any better, it doesn't like me too much either. Oh man, I talked way too much during this live. I feel like taking it down because I'm gonna pay for this one later. I know it. Doesn't he look great? I think he looks fantastic. Oh, citizen, how are you doing? I'm so glad you're here. Hi, Gretchen. Citizen, are you hanging in there? Are you eating? Are you sleeping? Do you have people coming over to your house? Tell us, tell us, tell us. Please. We really, really, really worry a lot more than you think. Always thinking about you, no matter what. I'm at work, I'm serving customers, and I'm thinking about you. Since it's my time, I'm always on time. Don't tell Fuzzy.
Casares, Raúl.
Control nerds.
Good morning, Mr. Grolski.
Oh, sir.
Sir, you're charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and/or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
On October 23rd, 2024, the officer made contact with the complainant who stated he had a package delivered through FedEx at the residence at that time and had received an email confirmation with a timestamp and a picture of the package. The complainant stated he observed the defendant via camera footage at the front of the residence pick up the package the same day. The complainant observed the defendant observe the package and then take it inside the residence where both resided. The complainant observed the defendant place the package on the stairwell, pick the package back up, and then go inside the defendant's room. The officer made contact with the defendant. The defendant stated he did not take anything that wasn't his. The defendant stated the package was his toothpaste that he ordered and that he threw the packaging in the trash bin when asked for proof of it was his package. The defendant stated he deletes all his order receipts when he receives them. The total was $189.05.
Okay.
This guy is traumatizing me big time, and he doesn't even know it. This is the exact pattern of my Catholic schoolgirl uniform when I was, so I know across the country, grade schools are all named different things. Where I went to school, there was no middle school. It was first grade to eighth grade. It was grade school. It was, you went to grade school and you went to high school, or you went to kindergarten somewhere else because the Catholic schools didn't have kindergarten back then. So you had kindergarten in a public school, then you had grade school, then you had high school. We didn't have a separate middle school. Public schools did, but not Catholic schools. So this was the exact pattern of my Catholic school jumper when I went to grade school for 8 years. I wore this pattern every day.
They live together?
They live together, Your Honor, and the complainant had ordered a package and the package was sitting outside of the front door and of the residence that they shared.
Okay.
And the defendant grabbed the package that was the complainant and went into his room. That's what's alleged. And then officers asked him if it was proof.
Well, a lot of people, if my wife gets a package, I get it and I bring it inside and I put it in my, in the room. Did he open the package? Do we know, did he misappropriate conversion?
Last night, so he was able to view the surveillance of the defendant taking the package, and then he told me that he asked the defendant twice if he had the package and if he did to return it, and the defendant said he did not have the package.
Okay, that's a different story. I mean, if you take it and you say, hey, I'm not going to give it back, then that's one thing. But, I grab packages for people all the time and I'll hold it and give it to my next door neighbor. Okay. Mr. Grolski, now's not the time. I've got a bunch of DAs here. Anything you say, they're going to use it against you to prove guilt. It's not the time. We'll have you speak to a lawyer. You can explain your side to the lawyer. And at that point, they can, speak to the DAs and then, but that way it's really to protect you. Tell me about yourself. Are you working? What do you?
I had a stroke.
Okay.
And
Who do
to
you
work, I go around to the doctors and Walmart and
The
And you don't-
YMCA, that's about it.
You don't have any kind of employment then, I would presume.
No, sir.
Okay.
I'm not allowed to.
Did you want to, I'm assuming you would like a court-appointed lawyer?
Yes, please.
Okay. So, Morgan, what's the status of the relationship? Are they still living together? Does the complainant want to have contact with him?
Yes, they're still living together. I don't think, just speaking with
Family? Are you going to see family in California? Please say you're going to see family in California. If not, change California to Pennsylvania. Come on over. Come on over.
the complainant, I don't think there's an issue like with contact. I don't think he doesn't want to not have contact with the defendant, and he just wants to.
Excuse me. It's a boarding house. There's 8 people living there.
Okay.
I'm just one of them.
Got it. My only concern is I don't want any more bad blood. If you talk to this person and they're angry with you, I don't want anything worse to happen. And so my concern is, what if they get angry? You guys get into a fight and it just erupts into something it shouldn't. So
Okay. The judge is Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. He's Beetlejuice from the movie Beetlejuice in the 80s. What, 88 or whatever? Michael Keaton, Beetlejuice. And he looks awesome.
that's my concern, is whether you guys should have contact. So I am going to order you as a condition of your bond not to have any threatening or harassing contact with this person and not to be in possession of weapons. And as long as you can abide by these conditions, you and I will be fine. I'll have you sign a receipt with Victoria. I'll have you take a seat in the jury box. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions, and I'll have you speak to an attorney here momentarily. All right?
Sure.
There to sign a receipt and then to the jury box. Can you file that, please, Alex? No contact or no threatening or harassing, no new cases, no weapons.
Well,
I didn't even know there were pics.
Judge, are you appointing
In Discord,
or?
I'll look right now.
Just go ahead.
Okay. Go ahead and sign for your receipt, please. The next judge is Hernandez on page
I
7.
can't let you see my screen for a second, just in case my Discord is in the wrong window. Nope, it's not.
Johnny Joe Hernandez. Mr. Hernandez, you're charged with assault, 2 counts of assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. On each of those cases, we're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Your Honor. The complainant and the defendant are dating. On October 20th, 2024, the officer was dispatched to a family assault. The first complainant stated she had a verbal argument with the defendant, and the first complainant stated they had a tussle with shoe boxes and were throwing them at each other. The officer observed the first complainant to have a busted lip, bruising, red marks on her face, and scratches on her arms. The first complainant did not want to speak with the officers. The second complainant stated she heard the first complainant and the defendant arguing. The second complainant stated that when she came out of her room, she observed the defendant grab the first complainant from her hair and throw her around. The second complainant stated she approached the defendant and told him to leave. The second complainant stated the defendant used both of his hands and pushed the second complainant from her face. The second complainant stated she fell to the floor, causing pain.
All right. Mr. Hernandez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward on both of your cases.
Guys, this really cannot wait. You're going to love this. You are going to love this. If you're not in Discord, which most of you are, so you've already seen this. If you're not in Discord, Court 5 dressed up for Halloween. Oh my gosh. Look at the judge. Wait, hold on. Stop. All right. Ramona, Victoria, the judge, Melissa, please help me. I do not recognize this one. I don't know her name. Please give me her name. Please. And Shatoria. What is her name? Please tell me her name. Beetlejuice. There's more. Don't worry. I'm just letting you take this one in before I bring out more. Okay. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Let's go to the next one. They just get better and better. This next one is so good. All right, hold on, hold on, hold on. Of course, it comes way over here. Please stop. Victoria. Oh, she's so good. Oh, I can't wait to see your garden. Hey, Belle. Belle, you should put a picture of you. What did you dress up as? I'm wondering. Hold on, guys. There's one more picture. Waiting on a reset. Waiting on a reset. I love Court 5. Just hanging with my homie, waiting on reset. Her costume is great. Look at her. She looks exactly like Tina. That's crazy. Oh, thank you, citizen. Hey, Kurt. Did anybody put the name of that one person in here while I was looking around? No. If anybody did put her name in, can you re-put it in? Because I missed it. Because I was doing other things.
Let's see, are there protective orders?
And just so you know, guys, we have a very, very, very famous person here. So please, for the love of God, don't embarrass me, okay? Don't embarrass me while Bill's here. We are a professional stream here. We don't pause to talk too much. We definitely don't make any, 12-year-old kid jokes or dad jokes. Be professional, please. And we have another very, very famous person here. Do not embarrass me in front of one of the Terrys. Because I'll triple, 3 people will get mad at me. Try to behave. Of course. I just asked so nicely. Oh, yeah. You can retract that message all you want, but it's not going
One
nowhere.
is a
Look,
dating relationship. What is the
I
relationship of
have
the
it.
other complaining witness? Because I see there's a protective order on one, but there's not a protective order on the second one, yet it's still alleged as a family member.
It's the stepdaughter, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you guys want a protective order?
It's a DVD case, Your Honor, so we'd have to email Conrad.
Okay, I think that you should, if you don't mind, please file one. We'll put one on file just in case.
This is what the
I originally thought Judge Fleischer was from Michigan.
Hernandez. Yeah, Johnny Joe Hernandez. So, Mr. Hernandez, it looks like there's a protective order on the first case, which identifies as Abby Penablanca as a protected individual.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Yes.
I'm now issuing another protective order on AM. It's just initials because it appears it may be a juvenile.
Yes, Your Honor.
So as a result, this person is now a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person. Commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code which is a stalking statute. You cannot stalk, threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where they live or where they work. Do you understand? If you violate this condition, the state can and will file additional cases against you, a violation of a protective order, and it's one of the worst misdemeanor cases you can pick up. Do you understand? No violence anymore.
I'm not mad at you, Kay. I'm just very disappointed. Can someone who was in Judge Fleischer's courtroom earlier yesterday during this stream that I have on, whatever day that was, tell me if something really good happened that I need to get? If not, I'm just going to play a bit for a few more minutes and then end the stream. So if you know that, there's a real good piece coming up, like a Sovset or a Karen or emotional support pony comes in the room. Okay, I still can't find that clip. I've continued to look. It's like a little project that I keep going back to, trying to find this pony. Anyway, I think I know what happened. I'm going to tell you guys what happened. I already spoke too much during this stream that everybody who watches it on replay crew is going to just leave bad comments. So it's already too late. I'm going to show you what I think happened, why I can't find it. Hold on, I got to go to my history. It'll be faster. I'm not going to show my history because I've been through all of them, all of that. Okay. I mean, I told you I was looking for it, and I really was. I was watching all of them, but here's the problem. So I was told that it was case number 24099. So when I first looked for this, and the one that we saw together was this one right here. Okay, because I was scrolling down through it and I found this case number and then I played it on stream with us. What was that? Did you guys hear that? Anyway, I didn't realize and I didn't look any further that this started here. So it was 30 minutes here, an hour here, 11 minutes. That's a different case. 40 minutes, and then it ended here. So I should have played all of these videos. So I did try to get into these videos to find the emotional support pony, and I just can't find it. So I don't know. I keep looking though. It's like a thing that I keep going back to whenever I have time. I throw this on and I try to find it. Now I lost my. There it is. There we are. Hi guys. I found you. Back to work.
You got out of jail because we gave you a free bond. If you pick up a new case, you violate these conditions. I'm telling you now, I'll make your bond 5,000 to 10,000 on each of those cases. And if you don't have anyone to pony up that money, you'll be stuck like Chuck in custody until these cases are over with. Do you understand? Sure. What do you do for a living? We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I'm going to have you first. Well, I don't know if you have them up yet or no, Steph. I'm going to have you go to Victoria, sign a reset, and then I'm going to have you take a seat in the jury box while we get all your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and then you'll be free to go. Be careful while you're out there, because no more chances.
Next is page 18, Treadwell, come on up.
And Your Honor, on Fernandez bond conditions, would it be state's bond conditions?
Yeah, no contact, no weapons.
Yes, Your Honor.
Please, on both.
Yes, Your Honor.
You said Treadwell, right?
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
Page 18.
You were on bond for DWI, and now you've picked up another DWI.
Hold on, I want to look again because I sat right beside Shatoria to eat. Bonzi was right across from her. It looked like her. Let me look again. Oh no, that's not her. You're right. You're right.
We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, man.
Yes, Judge. On October 23rd, 2024, the officer was dispatched to a major one-car vehicle accident in Harris County, Texas. The officer made contact with a witness who observed the motor vehicle had left the scene, but was still blocking a moving lane of traffic and had struck a school zone signpost. The officer also observed the defendant's motor vehicle had crashed in the direction moving against the flow of traffic, and the witness identified the defendant as the driver. EMS saw the defendant in the driver's seat of the crashed vehicle with her feet sticking out and the engine still running. Upon contact with the defendant, the officer observed bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, and unsteady balance on the defendant's person, along with a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, and general disorientation and slow responses. When asked about the accident, the defendant stated she may have fallen asleep but did not remember the crash occurring. The defendant admitted to drinking and consuming Adderall, and she said that she was the sole occupant and operator of the motor vehicle. The officers recovered 2 open alcohol.
Okay, now we know they're lying. She's lying because Adderall is like on a huge shortage right now, right? Isn't it like almost impossible to get? Or is that just here in Lancaster? I thought nationwide Adderall right now was back ordered or whatever. Everybody's losing their prescription Adderall because there is none.
Alcoholic beverage containers from the passenger side floorboard.
Drinking while driving?
Yes, Your Honor. And 4 unopened containers. Standard field sobriety tests were performed, HGN 4 out of 6, walk and turn 8 out of 8, and 1 leg stand 3 out of 4. A blood warrant was drafted and executed.
And Judge, on the first DWI, the lab results came back as 0.286.
Wow, you're so lucky.
0.206, because there's a big difference. Is it 0.26?
Yes, 0.286. Yes, Judge. Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
That is a very high blood test. Can you run an NCIC? I'd like to know what other kind of criminal history she has, number one. Number two, did we have her sign a no driving affidavit on the first one? Because if she did, I'm going to have a contempt hearing.
I don't see a no driving affidavit on the file, Your Honor.
Yeah, well, her driver's license wasn't eligible though on the second DWI.
Probably because of the first and the ALR. Ms. Treadwell, I want you to be perfectly clear about something. I'm going to do everything in my power to protect the citizens of Harris County. Every single day, someone dies because of a DWI in Harris County. And I will do everything in my power to protect my city. And if that means putting you in custody because you repeatedly flaunt our bond conditions, so be it. Now, I'm going to revoke your bond and I'm taking you in. And now, if you do get out, you will have a strict curfew of 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. And I'm forbidding you from going within a car at all. You will now be signing an affidavit, and if I find that you drive, and I don't care what your reason is, I don't care if Jesus comes down and tells you he needs to ride to church, you get into a car and drive, I will have a contempt hearing. Every time you get into a car, it's up to 6 months in jail and a $500 fine. On one ankle, you will get a GPS monitor. On your other ankle, you're going to get a SCRAM device, so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. As it stands now, I'm revoking your bonds and I'm putting them both at $25,000. Do you understand? She goes with you.
Yeah, my one coworker ran out of Adderall, a prescription that they get from a doctor. I don't know, 2 months ago, I think. I don't know for sure. I think it was 2 months ago. And they recently got like a month's supply, but it wasn't from a doctor. But it's a prescription that they need. And so they started taking it again, the same dose that they used to take, and like they're emotionally a wreck right now. I mean, I don't know how many times they were crying yesterday. And I think it's because, they're they have to get balanced again. That it's a whole chemical anyway. I just they needed that prescription. They did. They really did need it. And then it was just gone. And it's one of those types of drugs where you can't just go cold turkey and stop. You have to like kind of, wean your way down, and they just ran out and they just cold turkey stopped, and they went through it in the last 2 months, and now that they got it again, it's just a mess. I don't even know who they are right now, but they're getting, they're gonna keep taking it, um, try to get back on track, and hopefully the doctors. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Guys, I'm about to show you a picture. Hold on. Be prepared, guys. This kid is so freaking cute. So freaking cute. I'm talking about Charlie, by the way. This kid. Ah, ah. Anybody want to take a guess at what we're looking at? Anybody? Not you, Fozzie. You shut up. Anybody else want to take a guess at who we're looking at? Look at that little girl. Look at that little girl. Nobody? Nobody's gonna guess. That's Victoria's family. That's Michael. There's Victoria's biggest fan, her number one fan. That's Victoria's family. Look at this right here. So when Victoria can't do something, like because she's playing with her daughter, this is who she's talking about. Look at this. I would play with her every day, all the night. Yep, Charlie Brown looks awesome too with his candy. Oh, but my lord, she's so cute. I betcha. I betcha. I don't know this, guys. She could be the sweetest little girl on earth, but I betcha she has Victoria's attitude. Yep, I betcha she does. I bet you when she wants something, she gets it because, okay, do you think someone was giving out popcorn for Halloween, or do you think she demanded popcorn to go in her car with her for Halloween? Oh, and her dress is so sparkly. That's just so cute. That picture is so cute. Yeah, look at that. Michael is struggling to carry it. He has to hold it onto this car rail because he can't hold it up. Oh, Victoria and Michael, you guys did a good job. You guys should do like a couple more of them. I think you should make a couple more because they're really cute. I didn't get no one. No one came to the bar tonight for candy. No one. However, at some point, um, it got really dead. It was like 6:11. I know exactly what time it is because I kept watching the freaking clock. It was dead, dead, dead at 6:11. So I poured a beer and then I took sanitizer and I sprayed the glass so it was like real wet and dripping. And then I went outside. It had a nice head on it. I went outside the bar or brewery that I work at. It's in like a strip mall. So like cars are driving back and forth to go to other places, but not my bar. So I just held the beer outside and some guy walked by and then he saw the beer and came right in. So I did. I tricked someone to come in because I was holding a beer outside. You gotta do what you gotta do when there ain't no one in there. I knew it. 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 She's just like your mother. Oh, she's so cute. Yes, thank you for letting us share this picture. And all the other Court 5 pictures. Oh my gosh. They were great. Great. Did Michael eat all the candy? Yes, he did. But that's okay. That's fine. It's good for parents to eat the candy because it's not good for the kids. They're just being good parents. They're just protecting their young'uns from bad sugar. Victoria, the judge looked awesome as Beetlejuice. I was blown away. He really did. He looked great. Or should I say Tina? Tina, the judge looked awesome. I'm sorry I wasn't in court yesterday or the day before, Victoria. I was so tired. I just fell right to sleep and I couldn't wake up. I have every intention of being there all day today because it's Friday. I really do have every intention. Fingers crossed. I just have a project that I'm working on and I have to sleep at some point and it just hits me when I'm tired, I go to sleep. Your costume was amazing too. They completely different people. Absolutely, I wouldn't recognize you. I would never recognize you if someone didn't tell me. Kelly, didn't you tell us who it was? I thought you told us who it was up a little bit ago, didn't you? I can't remember what you said because, I only have a little bit of space in here to remember new things. Right, Bill? Hold on, hold on, hold on. It was after PayPal me said government workers dressing up, I think, right? I'm looking, Kelly. I'm looking for when you told me who they were. I don't know where it is. Yeah, there it is. Tina and Missy. Tina and Missy. Well, I did it right in front of them. Right in front of them. Kids, give me your bag. I gotta check it for poison. Arr, arr, arr. Nope, no poison here. Mom, nope, I gotta check it for poison. Oh my gosh. Are you on probation? Was it your PO? Fozzie, I'm gonna send it back. I'm not looking. I don't want to look. That was rude. I'm never answering another one of your questions, and I'm never telling you again I'm never answering another question like that. Never, 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 never. Nope, I'm standing it right back. So, good question is, Victoria, what did Victoria dress up as? We didn't get to see her. I wonder if it was black. Everybody else but Victoria's wearing black. Not Ramona. Ramona looked great. She looked groovy. I should have put my other background on when I showed Ramona. But those are things you think of afterwards. He's also from, never mind. I'm not going to. Well, Victoria, I know that, but what was she dressed up as for Halloween? No, Michael Keaton played Beetlejuice. Of it, I missed a picture, apparently, guys. I missed a picture. I didn't see any other pictures. No, I didn't. There's Missy, Tina, Melissa, the judge, Victoria, Ramona. There's Victoria. There's Victoria. That's all I see. Oh man. Michael Keaton Michael Keaton did play Beetlejuice, right? Am I just crazy? I'm not crazy. I know it was in the 80s. I know that was a long time ago, but Michael Keaton is Beetlejuice. And that's Dana Davis, something Davis. What's her name? She also played in that baseball movie, Davis. And it doesn't matter what his name is. Winona Ryder. Gina Davis. Yep. Oh, Crystal, you got it too. Gina Davis. Mac Davis. Yep. Big Mac Davis. All right, guys. I'm not watching Beetlejuice 2 because I love Beetlejuice. I love, 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 love Beetlejuice. And I'm not going to have someone else ruin it for me. I'm just not. Is Michael Keaton in it? Is Gina Davis in it? Is Winona Ryder in it? These are all important questions. If the answer to all those three are no, then I'm not watching it. I might not watch it anyways. Yep, Gina. Michael Myers was also in Austin Powers. Michael Myers also wrote a whole bunch of my computer books when I was studying to get my master's and my bachelor's in computer science. The author of my books was Michael Myers. Day-o. Nope. That song, that's like one of those songs that gets stuck forever. It's a super sticky song. Super, 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 super sticky. Oh, it's too late. It's there. I'm gonna have to drink it out. I don't know if I start drinking with that song in my head. My family would love me. Oh, because I make people dance. No, I don't. I dance, but I don't make other people dance if they don't want to. All right, I'm going. I have 2 Kelly videos that I did, and they're not uploaded yet because I have to get them edited. So I gotta go. I want to get them edited before Judge Fleischer starts. Maybe I might just go upstairs and chill for a bit. I think I'm gonna do that, but I won't fall asleep because I'm not gonna miss the judge's courtroom today. I just won't. I just won't. I will see you all there. Thank you so much for coming out, guys. Thank you so much for spending time with me. Our chat really, 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 really is the best chat. Citizen, I hope you come back again soon and chat with us. Love you, Monica. Yeah. Kelly, go feed your cats. Feed mine too. I'm sick and tired of feeding cats all the time. Thanks, Maggie. Hey, you have a good day too. Bye, Smith. Bye, Elite. Nice for you stopping by. And CJ, if you see this later, we very much missed you. I bet you would have had some things to say today. Bye, KS. See y'all in Judge Fleischer's courtroom. Victoria, have a good day at work, okay? Good night, Eileen. Bye, Rebecca. Nan, happy day after birthday. See you soon. Bye, Raven. Outro coming.
Got these life echoes, digital dreams. Through the screen, her blue eyes gleam. Wicked humor, sharp as a knife. Her stream sparks electric light. Late night when the world sleeps, she's the friend that always keeps. Giggles roll like thunder loud. She stands out in any crowd. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted, sharp. In a way, there's no alarm. Freedom tales waiting to the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Her eyes near a sky so blue. In her jokes, there's a truth so true. With each string, she brings the light. Turns dark days into bright. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted. In a way, there's no alarm. Streaming tales waiting to the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted, sharp. In a way, there's no alarm.